How do you get yourself to do what you really want to do? That's what we're going to talk about today. Hi, this is Jill from the North Woods talking about how you can make small steps, do the things that you've always wanted to do that maybe you couldn't get yourself to do. Today, we're going to talk about this concept that came from Jonathan Haidt's book, The Happiness Hypothesis, where he describes our minds as two systems: the rational rider, the planner, and the emotional elephant. The gets afraid, who looks for inspiration. The rider can steer, but the elephant ultimately goes where it wants. And that's why we have trouble getting things done. The metaphor is explained beautifully in a book that I really loved and I highly recommend to you, called Switch: How to Change Things When Change is Hard by Chip and Dan Heath. The title walks us through how to understand managing the rider, the elephant, the path, so we can build lasting change. First of all, we have to understand the elephant. So, the elephant is our emotional side. It's instinctive, it's powerful, it can move when it wants to, reactive. It craves positivity and it is afraid of negativity. It gets scared, it avoids pain, it hates failing. And to get it to move, we need to motivate it, not with fear, threats, but with hope and joy and small wins. There are three essential ways to motivate the elephant. And first is that you have to find the feeling in something and inspire the elephant. What makes us excited about this goal? If you say something like, I want to lose 100 pounds. Oh, that sounds like drudgery. The elephant, not going to be too inspired. I want to have grand adventures. I want to go on amazing hikes. I want to be able to wear the best clothes or be physically fit and know that I'm a strong human being. Why does this matter? Why do you want the goal in the first place? Why is this going to make your life better? So then the second thing is to shrink the change. When an elephant sees a very large step, it's like, oh, I don't think I can go up that step. Or it looks like a chasm that's too wide to cross. It panics. It doesn't want to fail. It feels worried about it. And so instead of trying to say, I want to lose 100 pounds, I'm in the process right now of losing 110 pounds. I am 60 pounds into it. The idea is that if you look at this big thing, it gets demoralizing. I don't know that I can lose 100 pounds. It's a lot. It's a lot, or I need to save money because I want to go on a trip to Europe. Ooh, that's a lot of money. But can you save $1? Can you lose 1 pound? Maybe can you lose 10 pounds and then celebrate the small wins? Break your goals up into small chunks, small wins, tiny milestones, and you will feel more celebratory. I have this weight app, and every 10% of the weight I'm hoping to lose, which comes out 11 pounds, it celebrates. And so it's trying to make it more fun, more easy for me to get the next goal instead of thinking about this giant goal that kind of weighs over our heads like a storm cloud. The next part is can you visualize the benefits? Can you imagine yourself going on your trip, or imagine yourself down the weight, having exciting adventures, wearing clothes you never knew you could wear, and even then being physically fit, knowing that if you do something like a tough hike, you could do it. You could do it if you wanted to. You're totally strong enough to do it. Instead, this frees us up. It makes us more confident, and you will be able to better control that elephant, who might get fearful at times, might get frustrated and give up at times, but instead they won't. Now, the next part comes in is the rider, and the rider is your rational planner. It loves to do research. This is me in the nutshell. It loves to plan. It loves to overthink. It can stall. It can burn out. It can get caught up in endless research. It wants to do the right thing, but it needs clarity about what the right direction is and what are the steps to get there. And so, what helps the rider is, first of all, what they call the bright spots, where you're already doing something that's working in your life. And so you can look at it and say, you know what, Jill, you gave up snacks, you gave up eating processed foods. You've already done that. You're well on your way. Now, what we need to do is eat better, get more greens, get more fruits, that kind of thing. So, you're going to look at what you're already doing that's working in your life or potentially in someone else's life. If you have something that is not working for you, but you get good advice from a friend, from a book, something that works for other people, that's going to help give that bright spot to your rider. Then the next part is to create a clear path. The writer doesn't need more options. That's my problem in life. I give myself 100 paths and then I sit there and try to decide which one to go on. It needs a path forward. And so that in the end also means limiting your choices. Too many options, while seeming like delightful, to me, I love options. And I think I love having 100 paths sitting in front of me, but instead it breaks me. Too many options overwhelm all of us. We have to use something that is called choice architecture, which is sort of a pre decision. Instead of just waking up in the day and saying, I can do any exercise I want, chances are you might not do any exercise. Instead, you'll want to limit it and say, today is cardio day, or maybe it's arms day, or it's legs day, or this is a day I go for that bike ride I've been waiting to do for a little bit, or I'm going to eat one of these three healthy lunches. Have it pre planned out in your head so that you know you'll pick from one of these three ones instead of just going down to your refrigerator and saying, what should I eat today? Same thing with money. I make pre-decisions by pulling money out of my paycheck before I even see it. So then if I'm thinking about buying something stupid and fun, I look at my balance in my checkbook and go, well, I have a lot of money in there. Nope, I never have money in there. I have money to pay bills in there and I never see the other money. So I'm always structuring my choices so that I go down a good path. If I give myself three directions, all three directions are good. I think we like it. Like I said, there was a lot of discussions about people who walk into a grocery store aisle and see 57 kinds of jam. Doesn't help people, right? So even there, you're making choice architecture. Well, I want low sugar versus high sugar. I want jams or preserves versus jelly and something with more chemicals in it. You're already starting to break things down into this versus that. So even when you have a motivated rider, you have an elephant that's ready to go, it won't get far if the path forward is a mess. Your environment, habits, routines will make or break your progress. Think about this, that if you have a clear path, you'll see the direction to go. You'll know what you need to do. What do? I lay out my gym clothes in advance. I also have a spare set of gym clothes sitting in my gym room over there where in case I get in there, I'm ready to exercise. My gym shoes always in the car. Like I said, it's always transferring money into your savings goal so you never have to see it. That kind of thing. I wanted to go camping more, so I put everything into pre-packaged bins. So anytime I want to go camping, the weather is right, looks like a good weekend, I throw those bins in the car and off I go. Making the path easy will help us when willpower is a problem. It helps us overcome those times where we just don't feel like doing something. It helps us overcome these situations and starts to make these actions automatic. Think of habits as like cruise control on your car. Once it's in place, the energy that you're using is freed up too. It's the making these important decisions easier to take, whatever way it is. So I see a trainer 3 times a week. I don't need any willpower to go to the trainer. I've paid for her already. I have a scheduled time. All I have to do is put myself in the car and show up. If you can make lots of habits, lots of things automatic, you're going to be able to be more successful. So the next part I really liked. And when I first read this book, AI didn't exist. I have a big plan here for it in just a second. They talk about sending a postcard from the future. Hi, I'm on top of Diamond Head Mountain. I'm strong and healthy and full of energy because I just charged right up this mountain because I am physically fit. Or I am on my trip to Europe that I spent years saving money for. Have a vivid visualization of it. That excites the elephant. It motivates the rider and it creates a vision to chase. One thing I tried last night that was really incredible is I asked ChatGPT to start creating these postcards from the future for me and showing the scenarios I was looking for. And my postcards have to do with being physically fit, have to do with saving more money, have to do with getting my house organized so everything is in its place, all projects I'm already working on. But now, with this ability to generate AI visuals, you can either put them on a digital, like Canva like board, or print them out and put them on a bulletin board. I have these clips for picture frames all over this house. And some of them are friends, some of them are family, but a few of them are goals, visions of the future. And one of them is in my gym room because when I'm sitting there going, ugh, why am I riding this stupid bike? Oh, that's why. That's why. That's what I want. So it'll help you stay on focus, know what you're aiming for at any moment. The next part is to rally the herd. Change is contagious. The time when I'm losing weight, my friends lose weight too. We're all eating healthier. We're all eating better. We're all looking at the things that we're doing and we're encouraging each other. We're helping each other. In fact, I have a friend who's going through this weight loss process with me now, and she suggests food for me. She brought some of them camping and said, you might like this. You might like that. And so while we're working together as a herd, we start doing better. When I was a software trainer, I go to hospitals and I'd always look for the one room. You got a whole room of people, and most of them are like, I look for the one person who has a little gleam in their eye. They go, oh, and they're getting it. And I know they're getting it. So I start meeting with that person one on one. They become my champion. I help inspire them to inspire others because they will say, no, you got this all wrong. You think this is one more software our hospital has asked us to do. This is going to help us do reports. This is going to help us when a doctor comes to us and say, hey, can you give me a list of all my patients? Here you go. Seconds later, instead of digging through a spreadsheet. So you can do that same thing for yourself and in your home. You can co-opt your friends, your family in order to help you. Now, I know that's hard. I went to Weight Watchers for a number of years, and the number one thing most everyone said when they got up and spoke was, my family wasn't on board. My kids still want to eat junk food. My husband still wants to eat these big meals for dinner. No one's on my side. No one's helping me out. And so sometimes it's really hard to get people who are supportive in your own household. So you know what? We live in this age where there's Facebook groups, Reddit groups, local meetups. Those can be powerful friends and allies in your progress as you help each other. So sometimes we just need to talk to the elephant, encourage it, show it hope. Sometimes we need to guide the rider, give it a step-by-step plan. But either way, we always need to make sure there's a clear path, that we know the direction we're going and what we're trying to get out of it. As the Heath brothers put it, what looks like laziness is often exhaustion, and what looks like resistance is often a lack of clarity. Give yourself grace. Give yourself one small step at a time, then another step. And remember, your elephant wants good things for you. Your rider just needs a map. And your path, you can shape that today and make it easier. All right, everyone, thanks so much for listening. If you have any questions, ideas, questions about what I talked about or future topics, you can email me at jill@startwithsmallsteps.com. Please subscribe, leave a question in the chat, tell a friend about this, leave a review. And you know what? You've got this. I'm cheering for you. Thanks so much. Have a great day.